Okay, welcome to Module 4. This week we're going to talk about tools for insights at larger scale. So we've got a lot of content going on, but it's fairly high level, and what I hope that it accomplishes is giving you the ability to have many tools to help you reflect on your sustainability project for the semester and also any other projects you engage with. Systems thinking is not a one size fits all approach. What it is the willingness to use very many tools to help create deeper understanding. And I think it also is a willingness to have your own biases and your own lens shifted by those tools and by interactions with other stakeholders in the work. So let's see what some of these tools are. I'm going to go through exactly what I normally go through on these videos. First, we're going to talk about the tasks for the week. Pretty much the same deal. Watch and read, take a quiz, post in the discussion forum, be thoughtful in the discussion forum. I really appreciate it. Do a reflections blog. What's different this week is the Dollar Street Project, and you'll discover that as you go through the videos and some of the writings. I'll also touch on it when I go through the rest of this video. The learning objectives. What we want to happen is we want to know a little bit of the history and the intent of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We will be spending not only this week on the UN SDGs, but they will be part of next week and the week after. So there will be 3 modules that get us into an understanding of the Sustainable Development Goals. They're quite inspiring, and I'm hoping in the 3rd week of the UN SDGs, I'll actually be able to include an example from a project in one of the SUNY schools because they often use the SDGs to inspire their work. So that'll be very cool. Identify at least 3 challenges in working with aspirational goals. So the UN SDGs and other systems that are inspiring often set goals that are incredibly aspirational. And how does that impact implementation and work on individual projects? And you'll be able to express the value of visual representations in communicating across cultures. That's really important. Take a look too at the quotes that I have at the bottom of the page. I hope you've read them already. Poverty is not an accident, and it's not a lack of character. So you'll find that out as you read more. Those are the learning objectives. The content this week, we're going to focus on tools to broaden awareness, inform goal setting, and solidify action steps. So I'm going to run through these fairly quickly. The bulk of the content will be in the readings and the videos, and in your unpacking of that information in the discussion forum and in your reflections. So first, I've mentioned the UN SDGs. There are 17 of them. Like I said, incredibly aspirational. We're going to spend time in this module looking at SDG 1 and 2 specifically. My apologies. And then you will be responsible for picking a couple other SDGs that you're interested by to learn about. Second is Project Drawdown and Regeneration. So Project Drawdown was the first book with 100 solutions that are already proven to drawing down carbon in the atmosphere. The most recent book is called Regeneration and website. It's quite wonderful. And it really it has an immensely impactful systems thinking approach that focuses on interdependence. And I think that inspires me every time I look at it. There's another concept, donut economics. This is I believe I put it in optional reading, but I think it's incredibly impactful. This is a way of looking at economic drivers for the world to thrive. So it's not, there are some things that we apply, we pull too much from the world and those resources can't replenish. There are some things that we need more of, and donut economics starts to help us to visualize those things. Again, a graphic representation, which is really important to communication. And then finally, I mentioned the Dollar Street Project. There's a video where Bill Gates talks about the Dollar Street Project. There's going to be project work that's due the end of this week, done in pairs, and I'll get you, those lists are already posted, I hope. I'm recording this a little early, so you will select items, find comparative images, and then you'll reflect on what those images share with you, teach you. And that summary and the actual form for doing that project work are that's all due the end of this week on Friday, September 23rd. And those forms are in the documents that are in the module. So lots of content. And then finally, reflections. I want you to consider some questions in your reflections blog and as you're doing this work. Why is there so much hunger in a world that can produce enough food? Because it truly can. How does access to education impact mitigation of climate change? Share a few examples of how absence of equity impacts or inflates poverty. And then you can barely see it here. I'm going to keep that in mind in the future. Have you discovered any personal biases that you need to, be aware of and address in some way? So thanks for being on this journey with me. Let me know if you need any help. Take care.